Imagine this for a second. You're behind the wheel, right? That engine hum, it's like a constant companion. And in just 1 week, wow, your journey could swing from like a smooth cross-country run hauling essentials to suddenly dealing with some crazy roadside challenge, or maybe even finding your rig powering a whole community event. It's definitely more than just moving freight, isn't it? It's this whole world, really, full of incredible skill, yeah, but also constant challenges and these evolving opportunities. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Today, we're really diving deep into the dynamic world of trucking. We've gathered some really fascinating insights from sources like Truckers VA and Life as a Trucker. We're going to look at everything from those daily frustrations that just, test your patience, all the way to these amazing displays of skill that really define the profession. Plus, new tech, the good and the bad, and critically, ways you can protect your livelihood, your future.
Yeah, and what's really interesting as we dig in is how these stories, which seem kind of separate at first glance,
Hmm.
how they directly connect to the lives of drivers like you, day in and day out. So our mission here is to pull out the most important nuggets, the key takeaways. We want to make sure you feel respected, supported, and really ready for what's coming next, whether that's just dealing with those everyday annoyances or thinking bigger, planning for your future.
And there's a core message from Hervey at Life as a Trucker that really stuck with us. It's this idea that it's not just about staying in trucking, it's about getting out eventually, but on your own terms, and managing your time, your life, really, for yourself.
Exactly. That autonomy, that long-term vision, it's kind of the thread connecting everything we're going to talk about today.
Okay, so let's start where the rubber meets the road, literally.
Yeah.
With some of those everyday challenges that can just flip a good day completely sideways. We're talking about those common, yeah, but deeply frustrating equipment complaints. Trailers, specifically.
Oh, yeah. Broken doors, busted landing gear. It sounds minor, maybe to someone outside the industry.
But it's not minor at all, is it? We hear these stories constantly. These aren't just little inconveniences. They create massive headaches, not just for you, the driver.
Right. But for customers waiting, dispatchers juggling schedules, maintenance crews scrambling.
And often, when you trace it back, the root cause seems to be, well, bad or just outdated fleet management practices.
You nailed it, that trailer issue. It's not just one problem. It kicks off a whole chain reaction. The key insight here is how many companies just consistently fail to grasp the real cost of neglect. That $50 repair they skipped today, it can easily balloon into thousands tomorrow. We're talking lost revenue, damaged customer loyalty, huge driver turnover issues.
And it's all because they thought they were saving a few bucks up front.
Exactly. It's a total misunderstanding of the true cost. So you get breakdowns, killing productivity, costing hours of drive time, missed appointments, thousands in repairs popping up unexpectedly.
And who gets the blame 9 times out of 10?
Usually the driver, right? It's unfair, but that's often how it shakes out. A lot of fleets are just stuck in this reactive cycle, wait till it breaks, then fix it.
Ignoring the rattles until the wheel falls off, basically.
Pretty much. And that just turns small problems into major expensive failures.
That whole reactive thing, it breeds some serious resentment too, doesn't it? Like, imagine you're a company driver, you show up for a load,
Yeah.
and they hand you the keys to this trailer that looks like it barely survived, I don't know, a demolition derby. Meanwhile, back at the office, maybe dispatch just got brand new fancy chairs. That contrast, it's got a sting.
It absolutely does, and it points to a bigger issue, a lack of visibility within the fleet. If you don't have proper trailer tracking or sensors, you're basically just hoping for the best.
Which isn't really management, is it? It's more like gambling with the equipment.
Right. Modern tools exist now, GPS, sure, but also brake wear sensors, tire pressure monitors. This tech gives you real-time data. It tells you about problems before they cause a breakdown or become a safety hazard.
Instead of finding out when it's too late.
Exactly. And then there's the whole snipped inspection issue, pre-trips, post-trips.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just get pencil whipped, or ignored altogether.
So when something goes wrong.
Everyone points fingers, but nobody actually caught it beforehand.
So if we look at this from, like, the different angles, what are people saying? Drivers tell us things like, look, if I got to fight with busted landing gear every other trip, or worry about a DOT ticket because of a bad light, I'm going to start looking elsewhere. Simple as that.
Yeah, you hear that a lot. And the maintenance techs, they feel stuck in the middle. They'll say, we want to keep things running smoothly, but half the time we only find out there's a massive problem after the driver's already late for their next load.
And dispatchers. Oh boy. They seem to catch it from all sides.
Definitely. You hear them say, loads late, blame dispatch, trailers broken, blame dispatch, global pandemic, probably dispatch's fault too.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And the owners, they're often caught too. They want to upgrade, but costs are rising, drivers keep leaving.
Yeah.
It's a tough cycle.
So it's clear this isn't just about nuts and bolts.
Not at all. It's about frustration, communication breakdowns, and sometimes just a really unhealthy company culture.
But okay, it's not all bad news, right? Some fleets are figuring this out. What's their secret?
Well, they're embracing the tech.
Yeah.
Smart trailers, telematics, becoming more common. Big names like Great Dane, Utility, Wabash. They are making trailers that basically diagnose themselves. They send alerts about brake wear, track GPS precisely, monitor tire pressure in real time, all sent straight to the cloud.
So you know what's happening before it becomes a disaster.
Exactly. And some smaller carriers, maybe they can't buy a whole fleet of smart trailers. They're finding success with leasing options that bundling comprehensive maintenance takes the surprise out of it.
That makes sense. Takes the burden off them directly.
Right. And a few really smart fleets are actually offering real incentives for inspections, like bonuses or rewards for drivers who spot and report issues early.
Huh. Like gamifying preventative maintenance. I like that.
Yeah, it's clever. And digital maintenance logs are finally replacing those old paper systems, gives everyone real-time visibility into the fleet's health. Look, the main point here is most equipment complaints, they come from neglect, not bad luck.
They're preventable.
Largely, yes. Maintenance needs to be proactive, not reactive. The tech is there. Treat your trailers like an afterthought, and they'll definitely treat you the same way, probably worse. And keeping drivers happy by reducing these daily headaches, that builds loyalty, keeps customers happy too. It's all connected.
Okay, so thinking about those daily battles, the equipment frustrations, it's easy to get bogged down. But there's this whole other side to trucking, right? The pride, the incredible skill involved. And nothing really shows that off like the National Truck Driving Championship.
Oh, so
People call it like the Super Bowl of trucking or the Olympics. It really puts the spotlight on the best of the best.
it really does. And just getting there is a huge achievement. First, you need years of driving completely accident-free. That's the baseline.
Which is already impressive.
Totally. Then you have to ace these tough written tests on safety regs, all the rules. Nail a really brutal pre-trip inspection where they hide defects, and then navigate this insane obstacle course. Makes docking at the tightest Walmart look easy.
Wow. So this isn't just for anyone.
No way! It's for the absolute most skilled, safest, most qualified drivers from each state. You don't just sign up, you earn it. Millions of safe miles, winning state competitions first.
And it's more than just the driver competing, isn't it? There's this real sense of like local pride, big dreams involved.
For sure. You hear families saying things like, we've watched them work so hard for years, seeing them recognized like this, it's amazing.
And other drivers, co-drivers maybe.
Yeah, they'll say, this driver makes it look effortless, but we know the hours, the hustle behind that skill.
But community gets behind them too, right?
Definitely. Puts our little town on the map, kind of thing.
It's a powerful reminder, isn't it? That trucking isn't just turning a wheel. It's a skill. It's a craft. For many, it's a real calling.
Which brings up a good point.
Yeah.
Why does this championship actually matter, beyond just the trophies? Well, one, it raises the bar for the whole industry, shows newer drivers what real professionalism looks like.
Sets a standard.
Exactly. Two, it brings fantastic press to trucking. Usually headlines are about crashes or delays, right? This is a positive story. Focuses on skill, safety.
That's huge for the industry's image.
Absolutely. Three, it sparks healthy competition, encourages everyone to up their game, and honestly, it's just fun as hell to watch, like Ninja Warrior, but with 18-wheelers.
Oh, I can picture that.
The dedication involved is incredible. Years of safe driving, mastering inspections, knowing the FMCSA rules inside out. And the support from family, friends, it takes a village.
Yeah, and when someone wins, it really feels like a win for all truckers, doesn't it? It shines a light on skill over flash, safety over just speed, pride over ego.
Perfectly put.
It's just a solid reminder. There's real honor in trucking, there's art in it, and there's absolutely championship-level performance out there on the roads every single day. Okay, shifting gears a bit. Thinking about the bigger picture. Trucking's always changing. And new tech means new opportunities, yeah, but also new questions, new challenges. We came across this really surprising use case involving an EV truck at a horse show. of all places.
Yeah, that one was fascinating.
So this Southern California Gymkhana Club that's like competitive horse games, right?
Right, riding skills, timed events.
They used an electric semi-truck as a mobile power hub for their summer event. And honestly, it sounds like it worked out great. Not what you might expect.
Not at all. It wasn't some big corporate demo either. They
Yeah.
genuinely needed power for their timing gear, sound system, vendor booths, charging phones, even emergency lights.
Instead of a noisy, smelly diesel generator.
Exactly. They tried the EV truck. And what did people notice? One, it had plenty of battery power for the whole day. Two, it was almost silent.
Which is a huge deal around horses.
Yeah. Massive. Three, zero emissions, no fumes. And maybe the coolest part, the kids apparently loved it, asking if it was a truck from the future. It really showed that EVs aren't just for city deliveries. They can play these versatile support roles, too.
So looking at the different reactions,
Hmm.
the horse people were skeptical at first, but then impressed by the quiet, clean power.
Totally won over. The tech folks saw it as proof of EV versatility beyond just logistics.
And truckers.
Well, they acknowledged, it won't replace diesel for long haul, not yet anyway, but they could see how EVs might complement the fleet in really interesting ways.
And the environmental folks obviously saw it as a healthier option.
Right. The key was it wasn't about pushing an agenda. It was just a practical solution to a real problem.
So what does this mean for trucking more broadly?
Well, it clearly shows that EV trucks can be mobile power stations. Think disaster relief, remote construction sites, powering tools, communications without needing fuel.
And the quiet operation.
Oh,
That's
door,
yours, right?
big time. Places where loud diesels just wouldn't fly. Small towns, public parks during events. And engaging with the community like this, that's smart future-proofing for the industry.
So how's the industry reacting? Fleets watching? Drivers interested?
Some fleets are definitely watching closely. Many drivers, understandably, are sticking with diesel for the long haul. But others, they're starting to see potential new revenue streams. Events, construction support, festivals, maybe even RV rallies.
Yeah, this story isn't really about going all electric tomorrow.
No, it's deeper than that. It's about thinking outside the box. Thinking beyond just hauling freight.
Like, what if your trailer hauls a load one day?
And powers a community BBQ the next? Or what if you could rent out your parked EV for mobile power on weekends?
That creates a whole new income stream.
Exactly. That kind of thinking, that flexibility, it could really change things for drivers, give them more income options just by being creative.
But, and there's always a but with new tech, right? There's serious considerations too. Which brings up that critical question. What happens when things go wrong? We saw a really stark example, that Tesla-loaded truck fire on the LA freeway.
Oof, yeah, that was bad.
A big rig carrying 8 Teslas just goes up in flames, burned for hours, shut down the freeway, toxic smoke.
And that incident really hammered home why hauling EVs, especially with those big battery packs, is just different. Battery fires, they're notoriously hard to fight. Much harder than a regular gasoline fire.
How so?
Well, they can reignite hours later, even after you think they're out. They release hydrofluoric acid.
Nasty stuff.
Extremely toxic, corrosive, requires special foam, special protective gear for firefighters. Plus, each Tesla weighs, over 5,000 pounds? So hauling 8 of them, that's a dense load. Bigger risk if something ignites.
And the training for drivers on this?
That's the scary part. The sources suggest it's almost non-existent for most carriers dealing with EV fires. Add to that a lack of specific regulations for hauling EVs, it creates a really dangerous gap.
What was the chatter among truckers after that fire?
Pretty blunt, honestly. We heard things like, forget car haulers, especially Teslas. One battery goes, you're driving a bomb.
Wow. And the fire crews?
They confirmed it. Said EV fires are next level, dangerous, complex. Now, EV fans will point out gas cars catch fire too, which is true.
But maybe not with the same toxic cloud or reignition risk.
Exactly. And fleet managers, they're kind of caught in the middle. Demand for moving EVs is up, but the safety risks aren't being talked about nearly enough.
So what's the industry doing about it? Anything?
It's been slow. Some enclosed carriers are starting to add fire suppression systems. Battery monitoring during transit is being looked at, but widespread adoption, still a ways off. And only a few fire departments have specialized EV fire training.
Meanwhile, the manufacturers keep making more EVs.
Right, but they aren't responsible once it's in transit. That liability, it falls squarely on the carrier.
So the bottom line is,
EV logistics is growing way faster than the safety systems and training needed to support it. Most carriers just aren't ready. Kind of feels like it's only a matter of time before another one goes up, maybe worse.
it really highlights the need for training, preparation, Drivers need to know the risks.
Absolutely critical in this changing landscape.
Okay, so from equipment challenges in new tech, let's shift to the human element. The decisions made out there on the road, and the steps you can take to protect your career, your finances.
We need to talk about a really sobering incident, that fatal U-turn on the Florida Turnpike.
Yeah, I was just correct.
One illegal U-turn, 3 people lost their lives, 1 trucker facing prison.
And let's be clear, this wasn't just a simple mistake like missing an exit. This was a driver making an unauthorized U-turn across a divided highway, blocking traffic.
Leading directly to a catastrophic crash. Right. And the charges were severe. Vehicular homicide. Plus, an ICE detainer was involved. It immediately makes you ask questions, right? Was the driver properly trained for U.S. highways? Did the carrier have a strong safety culture? Was there pressure to make an impossible schedule? Serious red flags.
And the different perspectives here, just heartbreaking all around.
Law enforcement called it what it was. Preventable, grossly negligent.
Other truckers were quick to say, that's not a mistake, that's a dangerous choice.
Exactly. And the victims' families, their lives are just shattered because
And
someone didn't take that huge responsibility seriously.
the legal side is complex too, with the ICE detainer.
Yeah, but the primary issue remains the criminal charges for the deaths. The fallout for the driver is immense. Prison time, likely deportation.
What does an incident like this mean for the whole industry?
It forces us to look hard at training standards. Are we really giving drivers comprehensive training on routes, safety, regulations, or just teaching them to shift gears?
Raises questions about carrier responsibility too.
Huge ones. Did they vet the driver properly? Check their history. And it really underscores the need for a culture of accountability. The risks are just too high to ignore.
Because every time something like this happens,
It reflects poorly on all professional drivers. The good ones pay the price in public perception.
the bottom line is stark. One reckless decision, 3 lives lost. Not bad luck, not a freak accident.
It just hammers home how critical every single decision is when you're behind that wheel.
Okay, let's pivot now to something equally critical but financial. Protecting your paycheck from double brokering.
Ah, yes, the cockroach of the freight world, as some call it.
Imagine this. You do the job, right? You haul the load, deliver it, seems fine. Then boom, the shipper calls, where's my freight? And another carrier calls you asking, where's my payment?
And you realize the load got rebrokered without anyone knowing.
That's double brokering. A broker illegally reposts the load to someone else without telling the shipper or the original broker.
Creates this tangled, deceptive chain, shipper, broker, unauthorized broker, #to some unknown carrier.
And the danger is, often nobody in the legitimate chain even knows who actually has the freight.
Exactly. So if something goes wrong, damage, theft, non-delivery, the original carrier who thought you had the load, or the carrier who actually moved it unknowingly, might be left high and dry. No payment, no accountability.
Are there red flags? Things drivers should watch out for.
Definitely. Too many cooks in the kitchen, like multiple middlemen in the communication chain, brokers being overly pushy, that rush urgency, sketchy payment promises without a clear, legit rate confirmation document.
Strange phone numbers calling back.
Yeah, or maybe the MC number on the paperwork doesn't match the company that posted the load or who you're talking to. That's a huge red flag. You're likely not dealing with who you think you are.
And this isn't just annoying, it's a massive problem.
Oh, huge. Beyond not getting paid, think about the liability mess if the freight gets damaged or lost. There are often big insurance gaps. You might not be covered.
Erodes customer trust completely too.
Absolutely, and it's a serious FMCSA violation. If you're not careful, this kind of fraud can really hurt your business.
Okay, so what can carriers actually do about it? Real solutions.
Thankfully, yes. First, always verify brokers. Use the FMCSA's safer system, safer.fmcsa.dot.gov. It's free.
Stick to reputable load boards too.
Yes, ones with good fraud protection, like DAT or Truck Stop. They actively try to flag bad actors, always demand clear paperwork, get that rate confirmation with proper names, contacts, payment terms, all spelled out.
Tools can help too, like a TMS.
Yeah, a good transport management system like Revenova TMS was mentioned can help track load communications and spot irregularities. And ultimately, building direct relationships with shippers is the best defense, cuts out the middlemen entirely.
Looking at the different viewpoints, drivers just feel ripped off.
Right? Understandably, they did the work, or thought they had the work, and get screwed. Legitimate brokers will argue it's just a few bad apples reposting loads, tarnishing everyone.
Shippers hate it because of the liability and lack of control.
Huge liability for them. And the scammers. They're just exploiting the gaps in the system.
So bottom line on double brokering.
It's shady, fast-moving, hard to pin down, like that cockroach analogy. If you're not vigilant, if you don't protect yourself proactively, you risk ending up unpaid, unprotected by insurance, and maybe losing that shipper relationship for good.
You got to be smart or you'll get burned.
Absolutely. It really hammers home that need for constant vigilance, for self-protection, for every single carrier and driver.
All right, so let's pull all these different threads together. What does this whole deep dive really mean for you? We've touched on the daily grind, the equipment hassles, but also the triumphs of skill, like at the NTDC. We looked at new tech, the exciting potential of EVs, but also the serious risks like those fires. And we talked about the critical need for safety, ethical decisions, and protecting your finances from scams like double brokering. And weaving through it all is that wisdom from Hervey at life as a trucker. Always try to see issues from multiple angles.
Yeah, consider all the perspectives involved.
And crucially, manage your time. Not just for the shippers, not just for the clock, but fundamentally, manage it for yourself, for your own long-term well-being and goals.
That really brings up the core question, doesn't it? For every driver listening, how do you build a future where you're not just constantly reacting to freight rates, the economy, whatever the next crisis is? How do you get proactive and start shaping your life on your own terms?
It's about empowerment, isn't it?
Totally. Empowering yourself, learning new skills, using that downtime, that off-duty time wisely, and maybe, just maybe, building some online income streams as a buffer, as a shield against all that market volatility. You know, knowledge is great, but it's most valuable when you actually understand it and apply it.
And there's always more to learn.
Always. And hearing different perspectives just makes your understanding richer. Critical thinking. It's not just nice to have. It's essential today with all the info overload.
So here's a final thought to chew on. Imagine a future where you don't just, retire when you can. But instead, you retire when you want to. Because you're protected from market swings, from company changes you can't control.
That's the dream for many.
Or maybe even better. Picture a future where your truck isn't just hauling freight. It's a tool for diverse income, maybe power generation like we talked about. It's a way to support your community. It's a testament to your professional skill.
It's a different way of thinking about the asset.
Exactly. So, the question for you is, what kind of new skills could you explore in your off-duty time to start building that kind of freedom, that kind of autonomy? If you're ready to learn some smarter, more proactive ways to navigate this new trucking world, to get ahead of the chaos, start building that financial shield we talked about, we definitely encourage you to check out lifeastrucker.com. Lots of great training tips, guidance there.
Yeah, Hervey's got some really solid insights.
And specifically for building those online income streams, the ones that can help you retire on your own terms. Head over to truckersidehustle.com.